Well, folks, I got good news and I got bad news. Which do you want to hear first? The bad much more outweighs the good. The good news is this crack in the lower bout back here is not a crack. It's the wood underneath the top, underside. There's no crack there. You can't see light through it. You can't even, nothing, man. Nothing at all on the inside. It's only in the finish, but boy, I tell you what, it's took a hard hit right there. I think the owner said an ashtray fell off the table and banged it, hit it there. I think that's what he told me. I talked to so many of you. But we got some major problems going on with this guitar. What is it about Gibson guitars? Everyone that comes here, well, no, there was a couple that wasn't that bad, but it seems like the ones on video always are really tough to fix, man. This one's going to be. I mean, we've got some serious problems. I'm going to show them to you and explain them to you. And I'm not going to do anything to this guitar tonight. Thought about gluing the bridge on it. But we just have some major funky issues going on right now. And I'm going to let you guys kick it around. Maybe you got some better ideas than I do. One guy talked about you know, to get these holes down lower on this original bridge, you see where the strings go in, and then there where they come out, to get the holes down lower to sand off at the bottom of the bridge. Now that's a good idea. I thought about doing that. The original bridge, to sand away from the bottom of it and lower the entire bridge down, you know. But these wings right here on the sides, they're, what did I measure? 118 thousandths thick. You can see them here. They're not very thick, man. See that? Those wings are really thin. Now, you know, you couldn't take enough of it off, really, to get it down low enough. And then you got this big, heavy Martin bridge here. The wings are thicker on it, if you can see here. See, they're quite a bit thicker than the wings on that Gibson. But when I put this bridge on, I'll just lay it on there like that, and I sight down the fretboard, this bridge is way up higher than the plane of the fretboard is. Okay, you with me so far? I can put a straight edge all the way up here to the nut, and it still hits. I'll bring you over here and show you in a few minutes. It still hits, so I'd have to take a really lot off of this bridge even to make it work. Maybe take some off of the bottom and then glue the bridge on, and then shave the top of it and get it down as close as we can possibly get it to working. Another problem is the neck on this guitar is twisted. I think you can see that. If I just grab the nut end, the peg head end up here, and twist it this way, grab it, twist it this way, that's the direction it's twisted in. As you look down it, it's kind of rolls over, you know. I'll get the camera, I'll try to show that to you. In fact, just let me do that right now. We'll get right into it. Hold on. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up or not, if you're also going to be able to see it. I can't see it in the camera right now, but I can see it when I sight down the neck. It's got a twist in it, okay? But look down past the, look down over the fretboard at that bridge. See what I'm saying? That's the original Gibson bridge on there. The Martin bridge is thicker than that. I don't know if you're seeing the twist or not, but if you get down and you sight, I can get it right here without shaking too bad. Look how much higher the bridge is than the fretboard. See what I'm talking about? They should be, the plane of the fretboard should be match the plane of the bridge identically, or they're very close to that. Now, like I say, that's the Gibson bridge. The good news is this crack back right there, that's just in the finish. It's not all the way through. Ideally, on most acoustic guitars, if you have the bridge off, you should be able to set it up right against the fretboard up here, and they should be flat together. Look at that. Look how much higher that bridge is. Check that out, man. There. Look how much higher that is than the fretboard. And if you think that's bad, look at the Martin bridge. Check that out. Wow, you'd have to sand that bridge in half to make it work, if you see what I'm saying right there. The plane of the fretboard should be the same as the plane on the bridge. Now the reason this guitar is like that, if you look here, look how thin that fretboard is. See what I mean? The reason it's so thin is because this Gibson bridge, you know, it's cut down low here. Like I was just showing you. If you look at it that way, you can see it. I think you can. Yeah, maybe you can see it there a little bit. Wow. And you can see how thin the wings are as compared to the Martin bridge. There's the Martin. Big difference in the thickness of those wings. Turn around like that, maybe you can see it better. Yeah, I think so. So, I don't know, man. This bridge here, if I sanded from the bottom, like someone suggested, I thought about doing that too. But it's just so thin right here. I mean, we're going to lose what little bit of wings we've already got. So I'm thinking maybe go ahead and glue this bridge on there, the Martin bridge, and maybe sand some off at the bottom. I'll have to rough that up anyway. That's way too smooth. But rough it up on the bottom, okay? Glue it on the guitar. Wait till it sets up, and then shave more off the top of it. Like I say, it's going to have to be really thin, man, to match with this little thickness right there. I don't know why Gibson would even do anything like that. But it'll find its way here if they do. They seem to. Wow, hold on. By Gibson making this front part here of the bridge lower, see there? It's almost half of what this back part is. If you can see that. By them making that lower, at one time it would have matched the fretboard here if they did it right. And you can see there, it's not anywhere near matching it. It's way higher, that much higher than the fretboard is. And if I sand that down either on the bottom or the top or however, there's not going to be much bridge left. Same with the Martin bridge. Check that out. Look at that. That much higher than the fretboard is. That's just crazy, man. Things like this shouldn't even happen. This crack here that did not line up together, this was the low side, okay? I dropped some CA glue into that, lifted it up, and right now I'm going to take, this is 1200 grit sandpaper right here, and I'm just going to gently work that down and make it mow smoother. You can do it from this side a little bit. You're still going to see it, but it's not going to be as evident as it was this way. That already looks 10 times better. You can run it around the inside of the sound hole right there too. A little bit. I'm not sanding the finish away. Actually, these will be sealed from the outer limits. Let me find a new piece of sandpaper here, a new place. There we go. Be very careful not to burn through the finish to the wood. Hey, it'd take a long time with this sandpaper, but there it is. That's good, just where it is, almost. Then I'm going to go to 1500 grit and shine it back up a little bit. In fact, I'll go to that right now. This is 1500 grit paper right here. I can hear a big difference in it. I don't know if you're picking that up or not, but well, actually, I need the rougher sandpaper a little bit more for right there. Yeah, it's 10 times better, man, already. Still going to be able to see it, but it's not going to be, you know, as evident as it was. A lot of people are using CA glue for finish. You can do it. You can actually use CA glue as a finish. I wouldn't want to finish an entire guitar with it, but you know, little patches up like this right here. It works mighty fine. Yeah, you can just barely feel that now. It looks way better than it did, but I'm going to go a little bit more with it. I'm going to have to sand back here a little bit to make it look right. Maybe I should use that other paper right there. Oh, that's good, that's getting it. I might even go over that with 2000 grit. I'll get the camera and bring down here and show you guys in just a momento. Get it a little bit more. Yeah, man, I'm at a loss with that bridge being so high. I mean, you know, I'm going to have to go back to this. Bad as I hate to. There's a leading edge right there. I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, that just did it, I think. Do not want to burn through the finish. Now give me the smoother paper. This is 1500. I probably will go over that with 2000. Put a little bit of semi-chrome polish on this, buff it back out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. In fact, we'll do that right now. Where's my semi-chrome rag? Alright, semi-chrome polish. That sounds funny, man, using that on the guitar. Kip asked me on Patreon the other day, how did you ever come across using that on a guitar? I told him, I said, well, I used to use it to polish banjos with. And I got a little bit, mistakenly, got a little bit on the wood one day. And I couldn't believe it, man, how well it looked and shined and cleaned it. You could buff the entire guitar with this stuff. Guys, I know how stupid that sounds, but I'm telling you, you could do it. You could buff an entire guitar with it if you wanted to. And I got to under the pick guard again. Get my fingernail in there. I just cut it off today. I'm getting my fingernails now. And that puts the shine right back into it. Wouldn't hurt to sand that just a little bit more, but I don't want to burn through that finish. I think I'm going to leave it alone. You get the camera and I'll show you what it looks like. But before I show you what it looks like, let me show you this. I'm going to measure the fretboard thickness. I want to get on that fret. 160 thousandths. One more time. 162. It should be the same anywhere you measured up here from the top down to the fretboard. Well, there it's 203. Even the fretboard gets thinner as it comes down. Let's try right here. Yeah, 213. As I come back this way, it gets thinner. 185. 180. 180. Last 181, 162. Okay, now let's measure the bridge right there. It's going to be way more than that. Let's see, I got to turn it around so that notch doesn't. 300, man. I'm measuring over here because the thickness of the pick guard over here would mess with it. Okay, but at the part, this is the Gibson bridge. This is the one that's supposed to match that. 313. That is so funky. 299. You know, that should be the same as this. So that's the bridge is well, let's call it 300, 304. Let's call that 300. What did I say this was? I gotta turn it around. 194. That's about 100 thousandths difference, man. We all know however much we want the strings to drop, we got to remove twice as much back here where the saddle and bridges are. So that's telling me that, wow, that's going to be a thin bridge. If I use the Martin bridge, I'm going to have to, because this one is just not, I can't remove enough material to lower it low enough because these wings are so thin. Okay, the Martin bridge, the wings are thicker. I'm thinking I can remove material from the bottom of the bridge first and then glue it on there and then start fine-tuning it, removing from the top, because you can't calculate anything that changes that much. Let me get the camera. I want to show you something else. See how thin that fretboard is? And it gets thinner as you come down toward the sound hole. Okay? Here's the Gibson bridge. This should be the same plane as this. And you can see it's way higher than the fretboard is. Major problems. And of course the Martin bridge is even more higher than the Gibson bridge is. Thicker. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, here's a shot of that hole now. See, it looks a lot better than it did before. I need a different lens for this. I got a wide angle lens on it, don't like close-ups. All I did was fill this in with super glue, CA glue, and then you watch me there just now sanded it down and buffed it. And the other one, it looks pretty good by itself. I hadn't done anything to that one. It's sealed. They are both sealed now. This crack is sealed. I want to seal this one yet. Still got that to do. That's yet to come. But oh man, I got to make some kind of decision about that bridge. How we're going to do that. The plane of the bridge is never going to match the plane of the fretboard unless we sand it down really super thin. Maybe you can see it from here too. Probably not. Yeah, this might be better. Look at that sucker sticking up. Wow. I'm going to have to put on my gloves. Obviously, I'm going to have to talk to the owner about this, see what he wants me to do. I'm thinking use the Martin bridge. It's thicker and it gives us more material to sand away. Since I can't sand off the bottom of this one, the Gibson one, enough, I'm thinking use the Martin bridge and sand off the bottom of it first. Keep as much wings as I can, but they're going to be thin. Glue it on there and then shave the top of it down. Get the action as low as we can get it. Now, something that's changed on this guitar, man. Something has changed. In the meantime, I'm going to keep on humidifying it. And just keep the... Outside? You want to go outside? Woo! Outside? You want to go? Let's go outside.
Go outside now.
I'm going to go outside now. So what I'm going to do is just put the bowls down inside of there once more. Keep the heat turned up on this baby. Get that mirror out of there. Don't need to humidify the mirror. And like I say, something has changed on this guitar. I don't know. Even with the Gibson bridge, when you set it up there at the fretboard like I showed you, that should match. The plane of that bridge, where the saddle sits anyway, the plane of it should match that of the fretboard. Now granted, there is some back bow in the fretboard, in the neck, but not that much. And it ain't going to make up for that much difference. I just wonder, you know, I'd like to see a J40 that's not been through a dried out spell and have this bridge, set it up the fretboard, and I guarantee you it would be the same height as the fretboard is. This one is not that way. Something changed. When that guitar was all bent out of shape, something changed. And you know, the top looks flat. I showed you all before with the straight edge. When you Look at that. Or if you look at it up here, it's flat everywhere, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This kind of got me stumped. I'm going to wait and see what you guys think of it. And maybe you can tell me how to fix it. The only thing that I can think of that would even remotely come close to working is, like I said, use the Martin bridge, sand from the bottom of it, glue the bridge on. After it sets up, then shave the top of it. It's going to be a thin bridge. I mean, it is going to be a thin bridge, man. But you know, there's no other way to do it. I can't do that with the Gibson bridge because those wings being thin like that. So, what would you do? Cheers. Thanks for watching. I'm going to put my boxing gloves on. We're going to get into it with this thing. Dang Gibsons, man. I'll tell you what. I always get scared every time a Gibson comes in the door. You know, we'll start to open the case. My heart's pounding. Oh, God, shit, man. What? You know? Cheers. See you on the next one. Put in the comments below. What do you do? How do you fix something like that? Cheers to you.